Fanny Pack Wrestling is a proud member of Diamond Club and the Freaking Awesome Network. Check out more great content at diamondclub.tv and freakingawesomenetwork.com. Nachos amigos, and welcome to the Fanny Pack Wrestling Podcast, the final episode. I'm Petey Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me, as always, from the beginning now to the end, we have none other than David Jeffrey Majors, aka DJM. How you doing, DJM?
Petey Rave, old buddy, old pal. Hello and congratulations. The good ship Fanny Pack is off and riding into the sunset, and we are taking our final voyage. So let's just start this hootenanny and close this podcast with a bang.
Yeah. We're here to talk about wrestling for one last time. We have with us some guests. We have with us the two that started with us, the two that we brought on for the very first episode, here with us for the very last episode. First off, we have my co-host on Record Breakers, one of my co-hosts, the one of the quorum, the one, the only, representing Ohio against the world, Drew Snyder, Drewcifer. How you doing, Drew?
I'm doing fantastic on this Saturday evening. Might not be able to say the same 24 hours from now, but I'm saying it right now.
Yes.
I'm feeling great.
Yes. David, who else do we got on the show?
Joining us on this episode of the Fanny Pack Wrestling Podcast is the co-host of Hallyu-Juku, the K-pop and East Asian pop culture podcast with old Petey Rave himself over at the Rebelli Podcast Network, and also a gentleman you can see with the Drunk Kids Gaming crew over at twitch.tv/Drunk Kids Gaming and all of the DKG whelp stuff, King Kaz, Mr. Brandon Cooper. Kaz?
Did you say shit when you meant ship?
No.
Pretty sure you did.
No, God, I swear to God.
Roll it back. Roll it back.
I will
Roll the tape back.
I will start driving down there as soon as we are done recording.
He'll make his way
swear
down
to
to
God.
Baltimore and smack you upside the head.
What is this? Is
Like
this
a
a Booker T
disappointed
situation? While we're on the
Hulk
I'm about to get real ninja-ish. I'm trying to close this podcast on a positive note, but I'm about to get real ninja-ish.
Slit your throat. Get 36 chambers up in here.
Throwing out Asian slang terms, all right.
Don't make me tap into my Detroit roots, Kaz. Don't make me do that.
Don't worry. Somewhere down in here, I do have a Karate Kid reference later.
All right.
Leg if you don't behave yourself.
All right. So, so for our final episode, keeping with the idea of bookends, we're going to talk about the promotion that we consider there are two that we consider the bookends to our wrestling fandom, both mine and DJM's, in very much in quite a few senses. We started with Chikara, our very first episode, and now we're going to end with PWG, right, Dave?
Yes, we are. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, the wrestling promotion based out of Reseda, California, suburb of Los Angeles. And we're going to talk about the show Bowie, named, of course, after the legendary Bowie knife.
Yes, exactly.
I thought it was the 47, but...
Yeah. Well, not quite. Let's talk about, because this is actually the funny thing. Kaz and or Drew have been on the show multiple times. in various combinations, either together or by themselves. But neither one of them have been on for a PWG episode. So I'm interested to see what their expectations. I'll start with you, Drew. Drew, what were your expectations when you started up PWG?
Well, this is a name that, thanks to knowing both of you two, that I have heard many times before. So I had pretty high expectations. When I hear the name of indie wrestling promotions many times, say your Pro Wrestling Guerrillas, your Chikaras, stuff like that, you tend to assume that the reason you hear them a lot is because they're going to be good to watch. They're going to know what they're doing, and they know how to shoot a match, and they know how to put together a good match with good talent that can play off of each other. And so I was assuming that that's about what I was going to get.
Kaz, what were your expectations when we booted up PWG?
I would say they were somewhere about the same as Drew's. It was one of those things where you guys being part of my inner circle, I've heard PWG before, and I've heard kind of hit or miss, mostly praise from them. That that one was really good, this one was really good, but every so often there's one that you guys were like, man, that was not PWG quality from that last one. So it was kind of like, all right, I've heard that they do rather well. They're pretty good showmans and things like that. So I was expecting that and probably some weird chants, because the indie crowd always had really weird chants.
Yes.
Also, Petey, if you saw or if you heard, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, along with a few other indie companies, was mentioned on Monday Night Raw recently by none other than John Cena himself.
Ooh.
He's still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's still
God,
a thing.
yes. He's
got that dude already? God, damn.
God,
That man
no.
just made like a bajillion fans in China if he didn't have them already.
He's speaking
yeah.
Mandarin now. He's breaking out to China, and he's legit speaking Mandarin.
You know what?
He's legit speaking Mandarin, Kaz.
Yes. You know what's the funny
He spoke
thing?
Mandarin for like, what, a 2-minute promo?
It was
or
like a
something?
2-minute speech in China.
Professional press conference. It's not the first time he's done it. That's actually the funny thing, is that I've seen it before, where during an event in China, he cut a promo with jokes in Mandarin. Like,
Because he's
jokes
John
that
Cena.
The fans
I'm
got.
gonna get my people on this. I'm gonna have them fact check his fucking Mandarin, see if it's actually good.
Apparently, it's really good. Apparently, allegedly, the WWE offers free language courses of whatever you want.
And of course John Cena's going to take this because he's a robot.
in my head popped just now is like fucking John Cena, Triple H. I know he's not still there, and like fucking Jeff Hardy just sitting in a class trying to learn Chinese. Like, that ain't fried rice. I don't know what the fuck that is, man. Jesus
See,
Christ.
for some reason, my mind went to other wrestlers learning, but for some reason, I connected Mick Foley in German, and I have no idea why.
He lost his ear in Germany. That is where he lost his ear.
Yeah.
Maybe that's weird if that's how my brain works.
I'm looking forward to the
Do
day.
you just want to do this? Do you just want to do this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the last
After we're
show.
done, after doing
It's the last show.
We'll talk about the matches. I did want to throw one thing.
You invited me and Kaz on your final show. If you didn't expect to get derailed, you're
Seriously.
wrong, not me.
This was your idea, Petey. This was your idea. A lot of these things were your idea, Petey.
I'm just saying.
A lot of the weird, random ass
Just saying.
indie shows that nobody liked were your idea.
Hey, we just wanted to expand our horizons, practice what we preach. Also, I'm looking forward to the day when Xavier Woods learns Korean. Him being the K-pop fan that he is, it's gonna be a good day. And he comes out to shiny.
You would think I know that language. I don't.
Lazy bastard.
I'm working on it.
I
got 3 months to learn. Actually, less than 3 months.
Yeah. Man, I was so good at Korean when I came back from Korea. And then after that,
All right, I'll be hitting up Memorize
You're
afterwards.
we don't give a shit about anybody else.
Yes.
Fuck 'em.
All right, let's get started with the first match, the
All right.
opening contest. We have the Kentucky gentleman Chuck Taylor taking on the party peacock, Dalton Castle, accompanied to the ring by his boys. So it's PWG, so we didn't get to see the entrances. But I presume
you got those weird video game like. I was like, is this Tekken 2? Like,
it cuts down on runtime and lets them not have to worry about copyrights and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like, oh, let's just get to the match.
And it's a shame because wrestling fans know Dalton Castle's entrance is truly special.
Yes,
I will have to YouTube that later because I missed
YouTube it.
Yes.
Dalton Castle is a sight to see.
Yeah,
that's one thing I missed about this whole promotion was no ring entrances. It was all like
straight to the action.
Like Kaz said, the fighting video game
royalty free. PWG likes to keep it royalty free.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. That shit would get expensive as fuck.
Yeah. Deej, well, how about some context for this contest?
This is basically an indie dream match. You have the Kentucky Gentleman, Chuck Taylor, one of the most entertaining guys on the scene. Somebody please sign him and give him some money already. Versus Dalton Castle. Arguably, you could probably make a case for the most popular wrestler in Ring of Honor right now. And of course, accompanied by his boys, because Dalton Castle, you never see him without his boys. And everybody wants to be one of Dalton Castle's boys.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you think it is. And it's wonderful.
It's fantastic. Drew.
He is the party peacock.
Yes. Drew, what did you think of the opening contest?
I thought it was a cool way to start with two people who are obviously so well loved within the crowd. So it was something that like everyone was just hyped on and they could sort of goof off with and stuff like that. Which they very much did, which I am always appreciative of. Some hilarity in my wrestling. I will say that. I not knowing him, seeing Dalton Castle's stick, so to speak. Weird way to put that, but it is what it is. Exactly. It was very funny to me. But also, there was a lot of out of ring stuff, and what sort of hit me, and I wanna make a mention of, was as they started moving chairs like around the crowd as they were fighting outside of the ring, there was one guy that was single-handedly holding, and I believe probably drinking from a giant pitcher of beer that was already half gone.
That's PWG though. That's PWG.
Yeah. It was his was already like down to a fourth of the pitcher.
Petey, maybe we should go to Reseda one of these days.
Yes.
The man has a problem.
We'll have to have
whoever that was.
Plan ahead.
Slow it down.
They sell those tickets quick, but we'll have to plan ahead.
Also, can I give it to the crowd? They are a well-trained fucking crowd, man. As soon as they see somebody's about to come out, they're like, oh, excuse me, get your chair. Get your fucking chair. Move. All right,
this is a PWG show. Everybody knows going in. This is like the smartest of the smart fans.
Yeah, let's just get the fuck out of the way.
If you're going to a PWG show, you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're about to wrestle here.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
There was only like one time that they went into the crowd and people didn't move their chairs, and everybody else around those people were like, "The fuck? Like, did you not get the memo? You move your fucking chair, bro."
And the moments where everybody held their chair in front of them, like so they didn't lose it.
Like they're so well trained. I was like, that was the biggest thing for me in the whole fucking promotion. I was like, this crowd is so fucking.
Well, it's PWG.
Fucking amen.
This is PWG. This is Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. This is the cream of the crop.
Can't be.
Somebody got slapped. That's what it took. One good like, did you not move your motherfucker? What did I tell you when you came in? Stop the show. Stop the show. What did I tell you? Move your motherfucking chair when they come out, didn't I? And the dude was like, "Oh, my bad. I didn't know. I just moved out the way." And he was like, "No, you move. When you move, your chair fucking moves."
This happens.
Somebody had to Pete Rose a motherfucker to like make that not happen.
Happens a lot at indie shows, by the way, everybody. For the people that are there at their first indie wrestling show and they don't move, This happens way too often.
Yeah. Kaz, what did you think of the contest itself?
So the opening match, it was fun. It was a really good match overall. It started out really slow to me. Like, it kind of started out slow, but I could understand the kind of build up for the crowd and all that stuff, and kind of everybody doing their bits for the first little while. But it was still a little slow. I kind of wanted action to happen a little quicker. But then when we finally get into action happening, I've really enjoyed these two. I've seen Chuck before in other promotions that I think you guys have shown me. I don't think I've seen Dalton before, but it was pretty fun. The only other thing about Dalton was it was that kind of moment where you're like, man, I've seen, this stick is fun, but I've seen Shinsuke Nakamura do it and do it way better. Like,
right before he got signed by WWE, the match was booked between Dalton Castle and Shinsuke in Ring of Honor. The match was booked. It was going to happen. Like, wrestling fans everywhere were like, oh my God, this match is going to be amazing. It's going to happen. This is like the dream match. And then Shinsuke was like, well, Triple H just threw me like a mountain of money. So,
Yeah.
You can't blame the man, but it does suck.
Not at all. Not at all.
Take the money, man.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah, but the fun opening contest. You gotta love Chuck Taylor. He's fantastic, and I'm loving what like Dalton Castle is all about. So many fun moments in that match.
I am a Dalton Castle boy.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
It felt good to dive back into PWG again. It is
Except
always
for this next match, Petey.
It transitions
the
second match. We have Trent taking on Chris Hero.
Yeah,
who's
this is
your
a
hero?
DJ. This is a DJM special if there ever was one.
Not a fan of Trent?
No, I am not.
Okay. Because I figured I knew the sentiments towards Chris Hero, but I didn't know about Trent. The former Trent Beretta. I mean, you can what context could you give this contest?
They're friends, but they're not best friends like Trent was with Chuck Taylor before he ditched him to go to Japan. Yeah, Trent, we ain't forgot that shit. And Chris Hero, well, he's doing pretty well for himself on the indies still. He's fine. He's still throwing elbows and slapping his leg a whole bunch
and gaining weight.
Yeah. Well,
he's rounding out at least. Like he used to kind of just be like
he is where he's gonna be.
Yeah, he's rounding out. I think he's starting to round out into almost like he's gonna become like a white Willie Mack, like where he's gonna be doing that thing.
I can see that. Petey, I'm gonna just say right now, this was basically a WWE house show match. Like, they spent a majority of the match like doing house show shit. That's what this was. And there was plenty of leg slapping, lots of leg slapping, and and when it got to the finish, when they went into the finish to the go home stage, pile drivers, false finishes. It was very, very pay-per-view main event. That's what I'll say. And I know both of these guys spent time in New York, as they say. Chris Hero in developmental, Trent Beretta basically being a dude on the main roster for a minute, because that's pretty much what he is. He's just a dude. He's just a guy. So yeah, this was a house show match, and yeah, if you liked it, okay, but no,
it was fun. It was fun, but it definitely had that sense that it was going on for way too long. Right? You're just like, you hit that moment where you're like, oh man, this is a great ride. This is all right. That was fun. Oh no, wait, we're going
would you
back
say
around?
There were one or two
around?
pile drivers too many, Edie?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll tend to agree with that sentiment. It just felt like there was a good match in there. It just lasted maybe like 5 minutes too long. If they would have condensed the good parts of the match, they would have had something a little more exciting.
Now, Petey,
as it was.
For me, Petey, it was the opening few minutes of the match where it was just like, okay, we get it. You guys spent time in NXT. You know how to work a crowd. Okay, come on, let's get to it. Come on, you're working the crowd. You're getting them to chant. You're doing all that worker stuff. Come on, let's go.
Get on with it.
Yeah, that's what it was for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
They were slowing it down, kid, and I don't have the attention span for that. And me watching wrestling for as long as I have, and watching indie wrestling for as long as I have, I see the code in the Matrix, in the wrestling Matrix. I see the code, and then I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. Come on, I get it. Like, this is what you learned in developmental. This is what you learned on the main roster. Dusty Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, slow it down, psychology, all of that. I get it. Okay, come on. Come on.
Let's get on with it. As you were saying, Drew, you had any further thoughts?
Oh, it was just that thing of like, there were, like I said, there were parts of the match that were exciting, but like DJs, they slowed it down a bit too much. There was too much open air to a lot of the match. So it just started to lose your attention at points. The thing that, like, still confused me, Hero, where is Hero from?
The Northeast somewhere.
Yes! No, he's not,
No, he's
Petey.
from LA.
No, he's not.
He's from...
Please, by all means, Petey, tell Drew where Chris Hero is from.
Because I'm pretty sure
I know he hails from. Oh yeah, he's from Dayton, Ohio.
He's from Dayton.
The fuck is he wearing a Denver Nuggets shirt for?
I don't know either.
Fuck is he wearing a Denver Nuggets shirt for?
A Denver Nuggets uniform.
He went old school throwback Denver Nuggets everywhere.
Denver Nuggets colors on the like shorts and on the like. Why the Nuggets? Why the fuck do you give a shit about the Nuggets? Like, it's not even like you're from Ohio and like you like a big market team. Like, this isn't Knicks colors. This isn't Lakers colors. No, it's like the Nuggets. I was like, what? It's like when people like, oh, I'm not going to support the Browns or the Bengals or the Steelers. I'm going to support the Bills. Why? You're from Ohio. If you want to support a shitty team, support a shitty hometown team. Like, fuck, man. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
It blew my mind. I was like, why is he wearing Nuggets colors? Like, the entire time I'm thinking to myself, like, why is he wearing Nuggets colors? Like, did you say he was from Dayton? Like,
as soon as I heard that, right, like, he came out, he stood out there, and then they were like, hailing from Dayton, Ohio. I was like, Drew was like, the fuck? I just felt it. I felt it in me.
Yes, you have that link.
I was like,
that was a good moment for me. Was it as good for you, Kaz, as it was for me?
It was pretty good. I rewinded the promo just so I could feel it again, just so I could feel Drew go, the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck? Oh, let me talk somebody. This motherfucker is wearing a Denver Nuggets jersey, and it was like,
yeah.
Who is this? Like,
sorry, Petey. I was waiting for that just to say he's from Dayton.
Like, I would have been mad at a Bulls jersey. I would have been mad at a Heat jersey. I would have been mad at a Knicks jersey. I would have been mad at a Lakers jersey. But I would have got it, right? Like, I would have understood. Like, it's a big market team. It's the Nuggets. Like, when if
hey. At least it wasn't the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
Or the Charlotte Bobcats.
Nothing worse. At least it was a Matumbo
Supersonics.
jersey.
Why wasn't it a Supersonics jersey?
Because the Lakers beat the Supersonics.
Well, that's just on a good day.
Yes.
Detlef Schrempf.
It was a dream.
Schrempf all day.
It was remember,
I
at
guess
the end, it was just a dream. Remember? Spoilers.
That was the highlight of that match.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the match. Yeah. Oh god, Chris Hero. Moving on to the next contest, we had speaking of Ohio, somebody who truly represents Ohio. We had the member of Ohio is for Killers, or at least off and on, represent Columbus, I believe. The Callahan Death Machine, Sammy Callahan, taking on
Your boy, the Washington Warrior,
the Poet
Jack
Laureate.
Evans from the heavens. And you know this, man.
Which I gotta love the Friday reference.
Anytime I get to see Jack Evans, it's a blessing. I've loved that dude for over almost 13, 14 years now. God bless Jack Evans.
Yes.
And you know what? Back in the day, Jack Evans, as they said on commentary, was just the quiet dude that did the craziest flips. And now that everybody is doing all of the flips that Jack Evans innovated, he spent years in Mexico and learned how to cut a promo. And now he's even more awesome than ever. So, God bless Jack Evans.
Yeah.
I love that dude. That's
Yeah.
my dude, Jack Evans.
Also, Drew, what did you think of this contest?
One, very early, I was like, wait a second. Is that Ohio on his chest? It was.
Yes.
It's a one-track mind, everybody. That's really the only thing that really goes on in his head at
Ohio
any given
against the
time.
world, like I said.
I mean, I know you
Hell
guys
yeah.
get tired of me with the whole Detroit versus everybody thing. Drew's kind of the same thing with Ohio. It's same thing.
When it goes back to Kaz, I'll see if I have the shirt in the room. So that was cool. But overall, like DJM said, dude, in so far through, there hasn't been a promo, and there wasn't really a promo after this match either. But dude cut a ring promo real hard at the beginning of this match. But I will
I
say
don't know if
this.
you've been keeping up with Lucha Underground, but Jack is the same. He will steal the mic from Melissa Santos and he'll go off. It's fantastic. Jack is that dude. I mean, he was that dude back in the day that you saw on YouTube doing the double moonsault off the cage. He was that dude, but now he's doing that stuff and cutting great promos and talking about crazy experiences in Mexico on weed.
Yes. On weed.
That's
love
fair.
Jack.
If I will say this though,
hang out with Jack Evans every day.
it was very obvious that the sound guy wasn't at the board.
That's PWG generally. That's just how PWG is. Generally.
That mic was hot as shit, and I was like, wow, turn the gain down on that, just smidge, come on. But other than that, it pumped up the match really well, and it was cool to see a guy from Ohio wearing actual Ohio.
Exactly.
Petey.
Yeah.
Petey.
Yeah.
Petey.
What's up?
Drunken Master.
Yes, Drunken Master.
Fucking love Jack Evans. He's so good.
He grabs the beer, chugs it a little
I'll
bit.
put it this way, everybody. I've been a fan of Jack Evans as long as I was a fan of Bryan Danielson. Okay? Yeah. Jack Evans.
Drunken Master was fantastic. The whole it seemed a little weird in the setup, but then once it kind of caught in, it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And Petey, I just want to say one more thing about this. The match so far was Jack really healing it up. And when he and Sammy Callahan both went to get the beers, Jack did, and I tweeted about this, a brilliant low-key heel spot in this match, because fans are going to cheer when the wrestlers drink the beer. That's just what fans do, because hey, we're drinking a beer. And Jack did this brilliant heel spot that was so low key. he threw up the beer, and then the crowd started booing.
Yeah.
That is
party
so brilliantly low-key heel. It's just brilliant.
Took a beer and did the slow chug, which already turned the crowd against him, right? You start doing the slow chug, you're like, oh God. Oh, hold on. And everybody's like, oh, fuck are you doing?
Excalibur pointed it out on commentary. It's like, Jack's not much of a drinker. He prefers his herbals, as it were.
He prefers the herbal life.
And I will say, it got me, right? I kayfabed out because I was just like, the fuck's going on right now? These motherfuckers, is they just drinking? They day drinking? I mean, I'm a fan of day drinking, but what the fuck is going on right now? And then he started throwing out, and I'm like, then it washed back over. I was like, oh.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
I seen that movie. That movie, motherfucker. Don't you try to slide that past. I seen Jackie Chan, motherfucker. And then, came back around, and I was like...
And the crowd, of course, they caught on right away. Because this is a PWG crowd, and PWG crowds know their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
except for Joey Ryan. Because Joey Ryan went through the whole drunken master sequence on commentary with Excalibur and was like, man, this is like I'm watching a Jackie Chan movie where he would have a green screen. And Excalibur, of course, had to correct him and say, actually, Jackie Chan is known for not doing green screens.
He's like,
awkward
I don't know what I'm
silence.
doing.
Right. You know that's that moment, like they're just both watching the match and he says that shit and the other person is like...
Awkward silence.
Are you serious right now?
He said he was sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't know.
That's when you know something fucked up.
Was Chuck Taylor
Truly, that was a major fuck up on Joey Riot's part. Major.
But yeah,
Petey, Drunken Master.
Master.
So good.
With the sit down and the slaps and the countering and all of those fun things. And Jack Evans is fantastic.
He
just
is,
in general.
I have no other word to describe Jack Evans. He is based. He is. God bless Jack Evans.
Base Jack Evans.
God bless.
I want him to wrestle forever.
Yes. Yeah, and that was a fantastic match, and it transitioned over to the next match, where we had the self-proclaimed big dog, Andrew Everett, taking on the one, the only Adam Cole, baby. These are names, and these are guys that are worth checking out anytime you see them. Deej, give a little bit of context to this match.
Adam Cole, former Ring of Honor world champion and starter of many almost riots in wrestling. Probably there hasn't been a riot starter of his caliber since CM Punk. And Andrew Everett, high flyer, coming back to PWG after knee surgeries. And Excalibur did a great job on commentary explaining the story between these two, that they hung out at the beach in Florida once, all the way back in 2004.
That was
weird ass, like...
That was
I especially like this because they were so meta. This was Excalibur and Chuck Taylor on commentary. And they
Chuck
were
Taylor that started it. Like Chuck Taylor started it and was like, "Oh, I just made that up." It's like, "Oh no, I was gonna roll with it," and then they just went.
Right. I love when the commentary breaks the fourth wall. I'm glad that's happening at NXT now. That makes me happy.
Yeah, and then they just went on with that whole bit. I think this was the match where Chuck Taylor reacts to the old cliche. That's the hardest part of the ring. By saying, we can put padding there. We have it. We can pad it.
I love how for a sequence in this match, Petey, Excalibur and Chuck Taylor basically turned into Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
He's going slow outside of the ring. He's taking his time, Gorilla. He's working with a methodical approach. Again, the entire thing was very, very meta. And me being so beyond jaded with wrestling, meta humor is all that works for me at this point.
You're going full Dan Harmon at this point.
Have to.
Yeah.
That part was pretty good. I did enjoy the commentary of that, of just being like, where you're talking not about the match, but around the match. That you're just
Why do you think I like Reggie Miller on commentary?
You're just like, man, we could put pad in there. Easy. I can do it right now. You give me some duct tape. I'll go put some padding right there. Just I'll be right back. Just
like, how would people stand on it, right? Because like then you have padding there. Like
what
you can't stand on the side of the ring.
And Excalibur said that. What if there's a tag team match? Nobody's going to be able to stand there.
He's like, I don't like tag team wrestling. We don't
he said he didn't like singles wrestling.
No, yeah, he's like he like
that's why Chuck Taylor hasn't gotten signed. That right there.
He doesn't like singles wrestling. He prefers tag. He gets his rest.
He doesn't like tag teams. Chuck Taylor,
man, can't make up his mind.
For all of his talent and all of his charisma, that right there is why he hasn't been signed.
He's the most hilarious curmudgeon. Like he's just like those moments where he just feels like he's so over it, like, which is hilarious.
Chucky T, in the context of being over it, I can relate. I really can.
Drew.
DJM feels you.
Drew, well, what did you think of the contest?
As I said before, I do like funny with my wrestling. The wrestling match itself, from a technical wrestling standpoint, was very, very solid. There was the one promo or the one promotion that you had us watch the one time that had the single shot.
Oh yeah, that was the raw footage from Beyond Wrestling. That was because it was the raw footage, but yeah.
Right. But like I said during that it's hard to watch that because there is nothing that breaks kayfabe harder than when you only have one shot of a wrestling ring and the blows are happening in the angle that you see them not happening. The cuts on here were very quick and very much let them go, which I thought was cool. Also, you very much like at the very beginning of the match, what Kaz saw, I noticed happen. Like, this is when I noticed the crowd. Because one wrestler went out and the entire crowd went, oh, we better stand just in case. Like, we're going to just stand up. And they rose as one. But yes, the commentary was very funny. There were moments where like they could have been saying those things over any wrestling match. Like I mentioned earlier when I cut in, it's the Reggie Miller or Charles Barkley syndrome of they're going to talk about basketball, but they're not talking about this specific basketball game. They're just talking about basketball in general. Like,
so I think
I was playing. But you're not playing no more.
I will say they do a good job.
For people watching a PWG show, that's totally fine because we're all in on it.
Yeah. I will say they do a good job in being humorous and being like that, where they play some meta, but while still selling the match. They still do a good job of selling the match and selling what's happening in the ring in a meta way that still lets you feel like the momentum and the feel of the match and the personality of the match, and still sells it really well. And that's what's beautiful about Excalibur. Really, he's
and Petey, once again, can we just say how great a heel is Adam Cole? How good baby. Of a he's so ridiculously good.
I love the moment where they actually question it. It's like, what is this end goal? Does he actually desire to have this man fillet him? Like,
oh yeah, that was that whole thing too.
And here's the thing, guys.
I'm you my bitch. I'm just
here's the thing about Adam Cole. He does that with everybody in PWG all the time. He literally challenged someone to a suck my cock match. This is Adam Cole. Like the guy that's flipping off the crowd just at random moments. The guy that actually called people out before they started a "that was racist" chant before he made a racist joke. I would never make a comparison to somebody on the microphone to CM Punk except for Adam Cole. He is unreal. at just getting a wrestling crowd pissed off at him. Even a crowd like a PWG crowd, he's so good.
No, I love the sell from the commentators of just like, does he want this man to fillet? I don't understand what he wants.
and then when the crowd started like chanting it, they were like, wait a second, the crowd doesn't want this either. Like, this crowd will leave.
Like you said, half the crowd will leave and half the crowd will stay there and be incredibly aroused. Like, that's what they said.
And that's what Adam Cole has been doing. That's who he is. That's his gimmick in PWG.
That's Cole, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's so brilliant.
Mount Rushmore 2.0, just as a whole, is just an amalgam of greatness and heelness. Like Adam Cole, the Young Bucks, and Roderick Strong as well. Like, that group is fantastic at that. But yeah, Adam Cole is fantastic, and this match transitioned over to the next match, another singles contest. We had from North Carolina, Trevor Lee, and from the
versus
UK,
the chosen one,
Zack Sabre Jr.,
the boy who would be king, the future god of wrestling, Zack Sabre Jr.
A very much a contrast in cleanliness.
Did you hear that best in the world chant, Petey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the guy that I always compare Zack Sabre Jr. to?
Yes.
Another guy that got those best in the world chants back in the day.
I think it was the other guy from Washington you liked. From the state of Washington?
The other guy from Washington that I'm a really big fan of.
Yeah.
I guess it's me and wrestlers from the state of Washington. Yeah,
Northwest.
he is. Zack Sabre Jr. is the chosen one. He is the chosen one. He will lead wrestling fans to the promised land.
Yes,
He will pick up the mantle where Daniel Bryan left off, and he will guide wrestling fans the world over to the promised land.
It's a guy we talked about before. As a fantastic torture artist, does it well. I'll start with
he does things that are just wrong. Just the way he pulls hands and legs and arms and fingers, it's just wrong.
Yeah,
it's beautiful, but it's wrong. It's what Bryan Danielson did back in the day, but it's still wrong. It's still wrong.
Kaz, what did you think of this contest?
It was another one that started slow, but then as it picked up, I was very surprised by the technicality, mostly from Zack Sabre Jr. And like Trevor Lee like kept up for most of the match, but you hit that point where you're like, oh shit, like I've ran out of what were we supposed to? All right, hold on, let me. And then do I?
And the next thing you know, Zach's got your arm.
Do I put my arm here, or do I can't read your handwriting, dude.
And the next thing you know, Zach's got your arm. Oh God!
Yeah.
And then it's somewhere above your head, but not in the right way. And then it's like then your foot is touching your back.
Like, sometimes I just want someone on commentary to ask Zack Sabre Jr., why are you doing this? Why? Good Lord.
Why must you cause the world so much pain? Drew, what did you think of the contest?
I will agree with Kaz on it does start slow, but there is some beautiful, there's some great technicality to it. What did strike me odd at the beginning is there was the weird pin where to break the pin, Sabre kept thrusting up, right? As he had knees on him, and it was oddly sexual in a way that I was sort of it was a little weird watching.
I didn't pick up on that, Drew. I mean, hey, no judgment here on the Fanny Pack Wrestling Podcast, but
no judgment zone.
I didn't pick up on that.
I mean, maybe afterwards I thought about going to the Inner Belt. You don't know. Inner Belt, for those who don't live in Ohio, is a local gay club in Akron.
Look, I will say you're not the first dude I've heard say such things regarding Zack Sabre Jr. So
he is a handsome man.
As the kids say, I ain't mad at you.
He is a handsome man. He's got that chin. He's got that chin.
He also did come out in like fucking.
The ladies dig the accent.
Wait, what?
What were you saying,
He also
Kaz?
did have on like loafers later on. I'm not gonna say why, but like.
I thought you were about to say something about me coming out, and I was like, wait a second.
No.
What?
Hey, if the final episode of Fanny Pack is, we're all cool here.
Hey.
We're all cool.
But do you have any further?
Good, Drew.
Aside from that, did you have any further thoughts?
I just want you to know, Drew, you're among friends here. You're among friends. It's okay.
I do feel love. But no, it was.
And love is love, Drew. Love is love. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. But overall, I think the match was really well done. And yeah, if I wouldn't be surprised with like a very submission heavy stuff like this that he does. It is something that very much translates well in ring, I think, and it adds a cool, brutal look to the match. So it's a cool thing. Like any type of those like submission heavy wrestlers, I do like to watch. So
I still,
Drew, I'll say this. Probably before the end of 2016, you'll probably be seeing Zack Sabre Jr. on TV.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Like, he looked good at what he did. And I don't know if WWE right now, like, do they have, like, something like that that's a big...
Well, they're getting ready to hold a tournament of indie guys. And Petey, just for you, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. They're having a tournament of sorts of indie guys from around the world that's going to be on the WWE network. And generally around the internet wrestling community, Zack Sabre Jr. is basically the favorite. Like his winning this tournament and getting a contract is almost a formality at this point.
It's going to be a fantastic showcase. I still his Dragon Sleeper is fast to become one of my favorites, just because of like him putting that locking his own hands in the back behind his back, in a very like soccer standing at attention style that makes it extra brutal looking, which is just fantastic.
He's very British,
and that's fantastic. As you know, I'm a newborn fan of British wrestling. And it's resurging right now. But yeah, this one was a fun contest. It was the beautiful torture artist Zack Sabre Jr. versus the raw and dirty and ugly Trevor Lee.
With those best in the world chants.
Yeah, yeah. And he might.
We haven't heard those in a while, have we, Petey?
Nah. Yeah. Fantastic contest. Transitioned us over into the following contest. We had a familiar face, a familiar mask with some extra alterations, and a young fella taking on each other. We had Evil Uno taking on the Taekwondo master of wrestling, Speedball Mike Bailey. Taekwondo.
As I call this match, Karate Kid versus the aging luchador.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Both of these guys are from the Montreal indie scene up in Canada, so they pretty much know all of each other's shit and can work with one another. And this was really good.
It was a good match.
I love Mike Bailey.
I will say, I started this match looking at this and I was like, man, that luchador is getting up there. I can just tell from the way he's walking. He's been at this for a long time.
He has been. He really
I looked at Mike Bailey and I was like, Man, if I was doing wrestling, I'd have that same costume because I've watched way too much anime too, bro.
Oh, dude, I said the same thing. But I know Mike Bailey, so I love the dude already. I love the dude.
I was like, we've seen the same anime.
Yeah, I appreciate though that he did switch it up, and he is a Taekwondo guy, not a karate.
He's
guy.
always been a Taekwondo guy.
And like I like. Well, I mean, he switched up that general
the
gimmick.
stereotype.
He pivoted. He pivoted.
It's not
does
karate. It's Taekwondo.
Yes, fantastic. And of the something that I can read that he actually
Also,
even has
Petey-
Taekwondo in Korean on his tights.
What I love, Petey, is that the signature speedball Mike Bailey kick spot, rather than doing that at the beginning of the match, he's managed to figure out how to work that into his hope spot to get the crowd back into the match. Like, that's become his signature comeback move now, which is awesome.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Like the speedball Mike Bailey kicks, which are just awesome. Never gets old.
Taekwondo arsenal. Drew, what did you think of this contest?
Same thing as Kaz at the beginning. I was like, oh god, what this kind of pudgy luchador mask wearing guy? Like, what is this going to be? Like, I wasn't 100% sure.
He's always been pudgy though.
Yeah, but I was surprised by a match
Like
that had.
Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens. They were like the two kind of pudgy guys from Montreal, but were still really, really good.
But yeah, it was the old versus the new. The Taekwondo angle was sufficiently funny to me, and I think it had my favorite moment of the night, and my favorite moment being they get out of the ring, and he just sits the chair on him, and just sits in the chair for a hot minute, just relaxes. It's like that part is like Kaz said, dude, and DJM confirms it. Dude's getting up there. I bet you that part was like, okay, he's gonna need to like rest for a second. How can we work that into a match?
To use the insider term, PD, that is what they call taking a powder.
Yeah. Just surprised they didn't roll out an oxygen tank next to him and just like, all right, let's go.
Come on, like he like I said, he's from Montreal, so he's on that Kevin Owens plan where they're big dudes, but they can still go. So
yeah. He still had a lot of go.
I would have thought the term "taking a powder" would have referred to what Ric Flair did to get himself pumped up for a match.
Hey-o.
All right. Don't be rude.
You could have used any wrestler in the 80s, but I do like the Ric Flair.
The Ric Flair is the most iconically.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? You could have used any wrestler, but Ric Flair knew just the right amount, right? Whereas everybody else either overindulged or underindulged.
If any of you watching or listening,
Ultimate Warrior over.
just
Take an Ultimate Warrior for the over, please.
Just take a YouTube break and look at some of those Ric Flair promos from back in the day. just do it.
And see if you can spot him like gumming out or something. See if you can see if like his mouth is numb.
That man would ramble like a motherfucker. It was awesome.
The ones where you clearly know he's coked out is where the other guy holding the mic is just looking at him like, is he gonna bite my face?
Flair or Warrior? Flair or
No.
Yes.
Any of them. Well, see, no. Here's the thing with the guy holding the mic for Warrior. Yeah, the guy holding the mic for Ultimate Warrior is like.
Can't take Hogan out of this argument either, because
No.
Hogan's up there too.
But here's the difference, right? The person holding the mic for Flair is like, is he gonna bite my face? As the person holding the mic for Warrior is, when is he gonna bite my face?
I'm gonna tell you, Hogan had his moments too.
Yeah. Yappa pie.
You're just like, all right, I gotta hold the mic while Ric Flair dances around, and you're like, you know what? Here, just take it, just fucking take it. And he's like, I'm styling, the profiling. Woo! You're like, can you not on camera? Can you not?
Like,
When you're
sorry.
done watching this, PWG show, which you should, because I highly recommend it. Just go onto YouTube and YouTube some Ric Flair. Just YouTube some of those Ric Flair promos.
It's fucking
YouTube
good.
Ric Flair promos, YouTube Ultimate Warrior promos, fun, like anything, any 80s promos are great.
Any of those Hogan promos too. Some of those Hogan
the
promos
Yappa Pie.
were special.
Google that Yappa Pie
will-
match.
I will.
Brother!
Petey, but before we all come down from our coke high, I want to say Excalibur got in his one of his few actual commentary catchphrases in this match where he said, "This is serious." And it was like, "Oh, damn, Excalibur's breaking out the catchphrase. It is going down right now." So
There's certain
Everything
things you
I
want to
like-
hear in commentary, and the catchphrases are always good. Like all good color commentary have a catchphrase,
Yeah.
and you know, like even I knew that was a catchphrase because how it hit was just he emphasized it so hard. It's like when you hear the emphasis on bang when like a shot goes in during the finals. Like, all right, we get it. The shot was good. Like,
Steph
thanks.
Curry.
Like, cool. Steph Curry's shot hasn't been good, and that's why the Warriors like let us back into it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And that was a fantastic match between these two. Showed really well, and that transitioned over to our main event of the
Unfortunately,
evening.
Petey, it should be noted, Petey, that wasn't it after this match where Mike Bailey ran into his visa issues?
Yeah.
Wasn't this the one?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think this is what he got caught sneaking over without a work visa, working in Evolve shows or something like that. At least from what I Googled him, just
And
to look up something.
now he's banned from the United States for 5 years. Wah, wah.
Damn, son.
So if you're gonna want to see Mike Bailey, you're gonna just have to go watch interspecies wrestling shows or Smash Wrestling or something like that.
All right, main event.
Main event of the evening for the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship. We had challenger from Scotland,
Air Scotland.
Air
I think
Scotland.
at the time, ICW heavyweight champion, and I think at the time, he might have been even TNA world champion, or at least
could have been.
about to have a pay-per-view match for it. Guy's been all over the place. Probably one of WWE's biggest mistakes. Drew Galloway.
Drew Galloway taking on the
Drew
champ.
Galloway.
Drew Galloway taking on the champion, the defending champion, Roderick Strong, old Roddy himself, member of
Do we
Mount Rushmore
call
2.0.
do we call Roderick Strong an indie legend? Is he like an indie legend at this point?
He's a long timer. He's been around for a while.
He's seen them all, man. He's seen them all.
And
Is he one of those guys?
Yeah.
He was there with them all, with Joe and Punk and Brian. He was there with. He had a little bit of FaceTime on SmackDown for a minute, and he was in TNA for a while. I don't know. I figure any day now, he's Triple H is going to be like, oh yeah, Roderick Strong. Why haven't we signed him?
He's only 32.
He's only 32. Somebody get me Roderick Strong's phone. What you mean? Serious? We never called Roderick Strong. Call Roderick Strong.
You know that because you know they're paying attention to PWG,
Oh yeah, and Ring of Honor, obviously.
Yeah, so it's and he does a fantastic job healing it up here, being the dastardly villain that he is in this match. He right before the match demands the exit of Rick Knox, because he knows Rick Knox won't stand for his shit. So Rick Knox doesn't stand for anybody's shit.
Not even in Lucha Underground.
Nope. He's the best.
He's the senior West Coast.
Exactly. And we get a substitute ref. We get this match, and it turns out it's just fantastic. Drew, what did you think of the main event?
The first thing I thought was, one, yes, like, he healed the shit out of the beginning of the match. He wore the belt around the shirt that said the champ is here that also had the belt. Like, that's awesome. Number one awesome douchebag maneuver right then and there. Two, what happened to a ring count? Like,
World title match. Referee's discretion.
Yeah,
it's a world title match.
Kind
Referee's
of fudge
discretion.
it, you know.
Referee's
sometimes you have to bend the rules because
let
it's
it go.
the
world title.
postseason.
You gotta let
It's
it
the
go.
postseason. Sometimes
play.
Draymond Green can kick a guy in the nuts. Like, sometimes you just gotta let him play. Like, let him go. Just let him
play.
go.
Yeah.
Unless it happens more than once, then it's like, okay, that's enough.
Unless his team is way too.
Unless it
up
happens
in-
4 times. 4 times. It has to go 4 times.
Unless,
and then, like,
unless
maybe
you
they're
know,
like,
unless
okay,
his
maybe
team
not.
is about to win overwhelmingly, and they need the other team to come back, then we'll take them out.
Hashtag
Come on, bring it.
NBA
bring it back.
conspiracy Twitter on point.
Everyone loves Game 7.
It's only a conspiracy when your team loses.
Exactly.
NBA conspiracy. Thank you, Aisha Curry. Now, but about wrestling.
No don't you dare disrespect her.
Side note, I do like that Curry came out and was like, I might have to cut the Wi-Fi off the house. Like, damn it. Steph Curry, you can't just say that about your wife. Like, fuck, man. Like, okay. But the match was really good.
The match.
The match was good. There was... The thing is, like, this is a match where both of them looked like WWE ready, like, yesterday.
Well,
and
I mean, Drew was there. He was Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
And he's TNA World Champion right now. I mean, they let him go because they're idiots.
Yeah.
But it was that sort of match. This was clean. This was what you expect from the Big Show. Not the Big Show, the wrestler. The Big Show, the show. The Big Show,
Big
the
match
wrestler
feel.
is kind of garbage.
Big match
New
feel.
York.
It had big match feel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
no, it was
awesome.
really well paced. Like, it was surprisingly really well paced. Like, the like highs and lows were so like it like wrestling has these moments where shit happens that is a little bit planned, and then shit happens that is like spur of the moment. These two guys know each other kind of thing. Like, this one was like fucking Hollywood action scripted. Like, pacing was good. Fucking telling the story through wrestling was good. Like, all of it was just really fucking fun. And then you kind of have your all-out brawl at the end, which is just good shit. Good shit.
Yeah. And it was fantastic. It just paced well. It was a lot of good punishment between the two, and a lot of good strikes. You know, when you're talking Roderick Strong, you know you're going to get the chops, the chops. And I liked. You got to give Chris Hero credit for adding a little bit of cool, like, color into the commentary. Oddly enough, as a color commentator, of pointing out the difference between the chops of the two guys. It's like, he's got Roderick Strong has more snap, where Drew Galloway has more thud, which I think was a good way to kind of put it. It was a good way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good striking in this contest. A lot of good striking, and some good pile drivers and some good moments. And it ended well. It kind of capped off a great show. And you had the moment.
You got to see my man Zack Snyder in his fucking loafers, man. Man came out in his loafers and his shorts. Just
Well, that's because Zack Sabre Jr. can do that. It's like when Bryan Danielson came out with a farmer's tan at a Ring of Honor show, and they started chanting Tan of the Year.
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes.
man came out in his loafers, wrapped a man up, and then got kicked in the face. That's how you do it, baby. Woo!
Like I said, Zack Sabre Jr. is the chosen one. He is the chosen one.
And then they set up the world title match that happened at All-Star Weekend. Spoiler alert, Zack Sabre Jr. won.
Zack Sabre Jr.
I didn't watch it yet.
Is the PWG World Heavyweight Champion. Yes.
Now I gotta watch it.
Because PWG knows how to capitalize on guys as they're hot.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Was that shade? I just think I want shade get thrown.
A little shade. But yeah, overall, let's talk about it overall. Kaz, what did you think of the show overall?
I will say, because I kind of started it. Camera work, good fucking camera work. Good fucking camera work. Good goddamn editing. I love that. Anytime you give me those two things, you're already fucking +5 for me. As far as wrestling went, there was maybe 2 matches of the night that I just could have done without, but overall a really good card, that led up to a really good main event. Like I kind of enjoyed it the whole way down, so good on you for that. Good, putting guys together that could wrestle really well against each other. And then Ace, the thing that puts it over the top, that well-trained fucking crowd, man. That goddamn crowd. I just want to be a part of that crowd. I want to come to the training sessions to be a part of that crowd. That's what I want, man.
You need about 5 or 6 years of indie wrestling to get to be ready for Reseda.
Yeah.
You can't just walk into the Larry
You gotta go to
Plex.
Wrestling Crowd Developmental.
Right.
You gotta go.
Then you gotta get a good look from Excalibur and Legion Larry at the Legion Hall in Reseda, and then you'll get a tryout.
See, the luckily, Drew has a leg up because he has a good promotion in near him. He has AIW. It's a good step.
And I'm just a jaded veteran. I'm like Austin Aries in NXT right now. I've just been around forever, so it's like, yeah. What do you mean we never called Austin Aries? Call him, God.
Drew, what do you think of this contest? I mean, what did you think of this show overall?
I'm gonna say the contest. I can repeat it. No, the show as a whole, this whole promotion, from the commentary team to the matches themselves, of the setup for each match, to the camera work, was absolutely on point. Like you said, this is the first time I think I've seen this wrestling promotion, and the production quality is very, very well done. And that to me can make or break one of these things for me.
Yeah.
Because bad camera work, breaks the illusion as fast as, anything. There is one thing I can think of that breaks that kayfabe faster, and it is only sadness. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. So it's
Jeff Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
it's
Brother
that
Nero.
It's bad camera work can make or break it. Bad production quality can make or break it. And whether you have $1 million or whether you have a couple hundred, a couple cameras and a switcher can make every bit of difference to somebody like me who doesn't follow it all the time buying in. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
I bought in. It was an interesting show from start to finish. And it was something that it's one of those things where this type of stuff, these type of matches, this type of commentary is the stuff that keeps making me think maybe I should just shell out the money a month, and maybe I should get back in. Maybe I should jump back in and see what this is all about. Now, going from I watched it when I was 12, and all I knew was the WWF WCW feud, and that's what I followed. Now knowing more and seeing more and having the internet and being able to follow the small guys come up and like the actual ride that they take until they get into like now it's the NXTs and the WWEs of the world and stuff like that, and like watch that happen is kind of cool. So it's promotions like these that make me keep thinking like maybe I should.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, and you definitely should go out and see an absolute intense wrestling show if you get the chance. That's right there in Cleveland. Obviously, it's going to be a
You'll
drive.
see a few of the guys on this show there periodically.
And Johnny Gargano every once in a while. He's the Cleveland guy.
Until Triple H decides to actually give him a full-time contract.
Johnny Wrestling, as it were. I don't know how much longer he's gonna use that brand, but we'll see.
If there is one indie wrestling promotion out there in the U.S. that you should be watching, it's Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Period.
Yes. And I think that's pretty much sums it up. There's a reason why, and we talked about it before. There's a reason why it's our bookend. This is like we have Chikara and we have Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and that makes up our foundation. And there's so many promotions in between, and we've expanded
and support your local indie companies as well.
I'm gonna have to
go to Google and like Google your state or your general region, and then put in indie wrestling.
Yeah, I'm gonna
do that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fucking make my way up to Broward to go check out Ronin Pro Wrestling at some point. Because
I've got Smash, I've got XICW.
Yeah, there's places to go, people to see.
Support indie wrestling. # support indie wrestling.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and that was Kaz and Drew's thoughts on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Go check out Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I'll start going down the line. Kaz, what do you got going on the internet?
Not a fucking thing. I'm gonna go play NBA 2K. If you want shit, there's a backlog of all kind of shit that I've done in my life. Like, get off my back, man.
King Kaz.
All right, Drew. What have you got going on? Tell us a little bit about Record Breakers and anything else.
Yeah, Record Breakers, recordbreakerspodcast.com. I do that here with the Petey, and we talk about music. Which one's going live this week? I'm losing track.
Mine was Miles Davis, so it's a Swagger, so it's Larkin Poe.
Oh, Larkin Poe. That one was a big surprise.
Drew,
so
I have an album coming out in July that I think that is just for you.
Yes.
You have an album coming out? Where'd you record it?
No. It's an album for you.
You dropping that hot fire?
No, that's in November.
Got it.
But there is something that I'd like to come on to Record Breakers. I've had an album for Swagger. I've had an album that I thought Drew would like, and he didn't. The next one is for you. The next time I'm on Record Breakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested. But also, on top of that, please keep posted at XDrewCipherX on Twitter, because my friend has decided that he would like to create a website that we are going to be calling a fourth party media. We have the YouTube channel going up, and we will have the website going up. We are still putting touches on that, graphics, all that good stuff. It's sort of his brainchild, and he has tapped me as a contributor. So I'm going to be back writing about pop culture in general. It's going to be music, video games, movies, all that sort of stuff. So we have our thoughts on E3. They will be on YouTube. So if you want the links to that, definitely follow me on Twitter at XDrewCipherX.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Deej, what do we got? What do you got to promote on the internet?
Yeah.
He's at Just Call Me
Delta
DJ.
Juliet Mike.
No.
DeltaJulietMike.com for all your podcast needs.
I'm at PD Rave. PD is in Williams, Raves in Jimmy, all in one word. This is the final episode, but you can still watch all the episodes that we have recorded so far on FannyPackWrestling.com.
And listen.
And listen.
At as watch the promotion that we're talking about, and then use the podcast as a commentary track.
Though we won't really be lined up. Just
No.
it'll distract you. It'll
That's
be
a
distracting.
terrible idea.
Just listen
You'd
to
have to
that.
bounce around matches and stuff.
Terrible ideas like that are why we're admitting this. It's a
Yes.
terrible idea. Don't do that.
It's all your fault, Kaz.
I've come up with good ideas, man.
Okay.
But yeah, you can still check out all the episodes. Of course, rebelly.net for this show and other shows, both present and future, past, present, and future podcasts that I do and take control of will be on there. Yeah, let me hit the music. Go check it out. iTunes, Stitcher, all the places. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Beans and disease, Fanny Pack fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.